all these geniuses are all describing the same things in different ways, and now, there's a lot of people like us trying to describe these same things in our own ways, and it all seems to come back to this balance. It's like, how do you really describe this balance and explain your connection with your role in the universe? And it always comes back to this, there being this source that we all come from, where we're all one, but when we're manifested here, we're all individuals that kind of have to learn how we're all one.
Yeah, we're all wondering, what connects us. We're all asking, why are we here? We all kind of have the same innate, just basic questions. It's almost just like part of being a human. Some of us care to try to find truth and answers to those questions more than others, but we all wonder. At some point in time, definitely, we all wonder, why are we here? What's controlling me? What's my purpose? When did this begin? When will it end? And
So is this balance? Is it like completely balanced, like a straight line? And I don't know if that would work because our universe is vibrating up and down. Everything's vibrating. Everything physical is a vibration. So I don't know if you can have a actual perfect balance, but you can stay in a balanced state and kind of ride the waves and not let them pull you this way or that way to extremes, but kind of accept things that are happening. And I was asking him what he thought about that, and he went on a beautiful response. I hope he can.
Muster it again.
Yeah.
My general point, my main point was that for us to find balance in mind, for us to not be going through peaks and valleys all the time, we have to learn to observe. And by that I mean observe ourselves and the world around us. It's the state of mind that we take on today is to control each situation. Each situation is an opportunity. And so what we end up trying to do is control it, trying to bend it to our will or in our favor or whatever, or maybe even in the favor of someone we love. But we're always trying to control each situation. And it's a lot of work. It really is. And it's not really the way that it's not balanced. What it does is it leaves you riding the waves of the world around you. Because if you're trying to control the situation that you're observing, you're controlling the world that's outside of you, a world that's not necessarily in your control, I guess. It's just, we find balance in ourselves for sure. And to be able to observe and not react, to be able to have patience and not just act to portray something that I guess is a trait of you or something that I guess it's something that you're trying to be in the current moment. It's hard to explain, I guess, but anyways, it's just letting go of that. I mean, we still take in the moment, but it's not necessarily a moment that we're trying to act on and trying to control, because when we're trying to act on something to control, we miss all kinds of details. We miss a lot because the only thing that we're seeing is what we choose to see. We kind of just become, I don't know, we're always looking for the same pattern in a way, and it's always something that is driven by ego, I guess.
I've always felt, even when I was a kid, like there's so much more, and I've always questioned what there is, what's my role in it, and why am I here? Just the fact that you are here, like right now, you are perceiving this. What is that you that's perceiving this? It's not the human body, it's your actual soul, which is your connection to God or love. And I think balance is the true definition of love because it's the oneness like our world is an opposite dualistic reality, and it's like love is the balance, like in a yin yang. It makes like a S in the middle. That middle part represents the perfect balance of two opposites becoming one. Like the yin yang itself is one thing. It's composed of two completely opposite things, but it is one thing. And there's a balance that makes it one thing. Equal and opposite. They're two ends
Give
of
and
the
take.
same thing. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like so you can get caught up in the give, then caught up in the take and ride the waves, or you can stay in that moment, observe it, you know that it's happening, but it doesn't have to pull you all these different directions.
I think that like even like just give and take, the idea of that, it's a lot of us don't have balance in our give and take relationships. I guess a lot. It's really easy to always think about what you want or what you need, even when you already have everything you need. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a next step. So
Yeah.
we're once I'm on like the third rung of the ladder, then you just want to see a little higher. I guess I don't know. That may not be a good metaphor, but it's just we're always climbing, but
Mm-hmm.
not ever content. And so it just it makes us takers more than we are givers. And it is about balance. It shouldn't you shouldn't have to make a lot of money to offer a service to your fellow people. You know what I mean? It's something that's inherent in all of us, and it just I don't know. It just shouldn't be a reward system where you get rewarded for doing something for people or for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean we're here all together. It's easier to survive together. So why would we uh, consider one of us to have more value than the other?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why would we fight against each other? Why would we do that? It just
Yeah.
I mean just so fundamentally it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And we can't even consider ourselves smart if we have a system so fundamentally flawed that we hold it in such high regard to the
Yeah.
point where we're willing to just overlook lies and corruption and
Yeah.
injustice. We overlook all these things just in just for an economy.
It's crazy.
It is the easy way, it really is. It is the comfortable way. It is what would seem to be the path of least resistance, but it's not because you sell part of yourself. You do. You you limit yourself. You dismiss just large portions of your power. I don't know. It's just almost insulting to stoop to a level just out of fear, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just no reason to that we shouldn't be able to love each other, and that doesn't mean you have to just I don't it just is what accept each other. Maybe that's a better word.
Yeah.
Just accept each other, and then with that comes love for sure. It's you don't have to just. I guess our idea of love can be a little. I
Yeah.
guess the definition is a little misconstrued. I guess by love I do mean acceptance, not love as in someone you want to spend every single waking moment with. It's not that. It's not that. Although that does happen, you know what I mean. But it's
Yeah.
just acceptance, and it'll be the same as it is now. We'll still have friend groups. You'll still choose who to hang out with and everything. It's not like you're just. I don't know. It's
Yeah. Yeah. It's really like this society. It shows how disconnected we are from this source because it's basically just consume and buy shiny new things that fill these holes in you temporarily that wear off and you need something else new. It's like we're just bred to be consumers. which is not even close to the natural way of things. And in many ways, our society itself is really just a big illusion.
See of things.
Yep, that's where we're all connected at.
And how if you can, and this isn't quote for quote by any means, but I don't know, he just talks about how if you can tap into the resonant frequency, and he had ways to identify the resonant frequency of something, which is something I would love to learn. Because I mean, frequency just really intrigues me. Like, and there's thought or idea, thought of mind, the sound of my voice, pitch that I hear in my ears, how I hear sounds in my ears. All of that is sharing the same frequency. It's just different octaves of it. I don't know, I guess there's a way to harmonize frequency. To I don't know what you gain by harmonizing, I guess. But if we can harmonize the frequency of higher dimension or higher understanding, or even just, I don't know, if my frequency was higher, my perception will be different. I may see more colors, or I may hear more things, but these things will contribute to my, like, how I see the world around me and the possibilities and everything. So it just for me to slightly alter my sense perception, they alter like the feelings that I have and everything.
Oh yeah, everything's based on your perception.
I don't know, like we were talking about, like the 0 point. There's always a 0 point, you know, and like for anything to exist has a balance point. Thing has to pivot around the center. All things are made of smaller particles. All smaller particles are made of smaller particles. They're really not any particles. They're just octaves, waveforms that coalesce to express an idea, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it.
Everything just gets infinitely bigger and infinitely smaller. Just infinite. It's almost like there's a central frequency or sound force that creates this spiral pattern that everything is birthed from.
That is exactly the case, in my opinion. That Walter Russell talks about, you know, well, and Tesla kind of refers to it as frequency is everything. You know, everything that is motion, vibration. Everything is. There's nothing that doesn't have a particular emotion. At any given moment, I can be in a certain state of mind. And given that state of mind that I'm in, is how I react and interact with you, which also determines your perception of me in a way. But your perception of me is determined by how you feel in the current moment. So both of us are looking at each other from a highly subjective point of view, where it's all based off of our feelings or just the current moment period.
Like, you know, there's like an infinite different amount of realities and possibilities that kind of coexist at the same time. Like every choice you've ever made, like all the choices you didn't make, you know, it's just universe is infinite, all different possibilities of everything ever, and which possibility you're perceiving depends on your frequency. That's why some people whose frequency is just so far different from yours will like fall out of your life because you're aligning with people on your same frequency. But what I'm getting at is it almost makes it feel like you're the only real person in your reality and everything else is just a perception.
That's funny because there was a guy on Facebook that just asked this question. He said, "Can any of you prove to me that you are actually real, or are you just a figment of my imagination? How can I ever really be sure that there is a conscious being behind your eyes? How do you describe or prove that which is indescribable and unprovable? Do I have any other option other than trust?"
Yeah, it's like you don't really know anything's real except for you if you really truly think about it. And what if we are just all in our own little separate illusion, little atoms bouncing around into each other, interacting and sharing different information in different ways?
I don't disagree with that at all. But I think that we live in a world of possibility, or a universe of possibility,
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
we get to be puppet masters. You know what I mean? We get to that's we have freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Freedom. We do have that. Now it is limited. You know, if you want to, I guess in one way, shape, or form, it's in a
It's with
finite set of possibilities. Yeah, we take what we've learned so far. You know, just like the fundamental knowledge that we've learned, the science that we learned. You know, and I guess the lessons we've learned as well on judgment of character and morals and everything and how important they are. But anyways, take what we've learned thus far and then revert it back to, you know, like a village lifestyle. And what do you get? You know, you get the collaboration of the technology and the sciences that we have. You get so we still end up with abundance. You know what I mean? Everybody's capable of producing their own food, capable of doing a lot. You know,
oh
it's
yeah,
using the technology that we have now. I don't know. It just makes
oh
life so
yeah.
much easier.
It would grow
And then
exponentially.
yeah, and then what you can even do in your free time. You know what I mean? We have the technology for you to have wealth and abundance in food and nutrients and anything that you would need. And uh,
I mean, there's a meme that goes around sometimes that says, "Imagine what 7 billion people could accomplish if they all worked together." And really think about that. 7 billion people
mm,
actually working together. We could travel to the other solar systems and probably other galaxies. We could actually explore what's around us instead of destroying the little piece that we do have that we live on that we really don't know much about. You know, we've only discovered like 5% of our oceans, you know, and we're on a
mm,
water planet. We don't really know what the fuck
there's a
is
lot we
down
don't
there.
know. I think in one way or another, though, we do all progress in like a plateau effect.
You know, you would think deep down in you somewhere that you would know that working together is actually better for everybody.
Oh, well, we
And you would
definitely have
have to
that.
gradually evolve towards that as a species and actually do it.
Well, that's what some people do believe that what we're doing now is like the best version of us working together.
People are very apathetic and just don't care about nothing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's the world we live in. They said, you know, like, hey, this is the American dream. It's everything. It is like a big supermarket, United States was pretty much. And they were like, come and get it. We got everything you need here. Just come and take and take and take and that's well, that's what we've done. We're just like
Yeah,
we're just gonna keep taking, and we're just like in this big party phase. We're like, yeah, isn't it great?
yeah.
Isn't it great? Like
We better
we
pull our
can we
heads
can
out of our asses pretty soon.
we can have whatever we want. And then, but then now we're kind of looking around like, oh god,
What the fuck
like,
are we doing?
shit, it's 4 o'clock. The kegs are running out. Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Now we got a
do something
hangover and
else.
shit.
I don't know. It's just I feel like everybody does have to know somewhere inside of them that like it's not sustainable whatsoever.
Yeah, we can't keep doing this. And there's answers. We got answers. We could make so much out of hemp. We could replace lumber. We wouldn't have to cut down trees. You can make paper out of hemp. You can make fuel out of hemp. Not to mention medicinal purposes that need to be researched
my opinion of drugs is, I don't know, to me it just, like we were talking about earlier, it just seems weird that people that have used drugs, like a variety of drugs, whether they're harsh drugs or psychedelics or narcotics, I don't know. It brings a lot of people to this state of mind of wondering, I don't know, curiosity, I guess. Or like knowing that there's something more, but that they're disconnected from it. And in a way that's depressing for them. And in a way that's kind of what drives the drug use. You use it as an addict, you just use it. But like, you abuse it. But if you were to use drugs as needed, like a doctor would prescribe these, you know what I mean?
Psychedelic stuff is,
or even weed, you know what I mean? Like every so often, smoke a little bit and like meditate or something. I think you take the addiction part of it, or the doing it just for stimulation part.
Yeah.
You do it, and then you know that it's going to alter your state of mind, so you take all the data you can away from that state of mind.
Yeah.
And then sort through.
You can take the same thing, depending on how you look at it. It's going to make you stronger, it's going to make you weaker.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can look at the hard times, it's like, alright, I need to learn lessons about what's going on right now, and it's going to make me stronger. Or when hard times come, you can just feel sorry for yourself and pity yourself and just let it really destroy you and give up. But
Yeah, so
that's why your perspective is so important. It's how you look at things, really, that really matters. It's your perspective is actually more real than reality.
Mm-hmm.
Your perspective, to you, anyways. To me, like my perspective is real to me. It doesn't quite match up to yours. We share a lot of similar things, like this table and all the common stuff, but yours is a little different for you. It doesn't match up perfectly. But it's real to you. It's not technically the same as mine, but mine's real to me, but they're also different in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But they're real to us, so what's really real,
I think that what's really real is what's interpreted through without words, you know what I mean? It's something that we felt, something that we know that it would be hard for either one of us to describe. If we tried to describe it, we probably ran on for a while. I'm talking about I don't know how you would describe the peace, the stillness in you, the ecstasy, the everything that you are, you know what I mean? The connection.
Unconditional love. I'm talking about the stuff that don't wear off, it don't fade. Now it lasts for all these crazy days, these crazy nights. Whether you wrong or you right, I'ma still love you, still feel you, still there for you, no matter what. With unconditional love. Listen to my truest thoughts, my truest feelings on my peers doing years beyond drug dealing. How many caskets can we witness before we see it's hard to live this life without God? So we must ask forgiveness. Ask Mama why I got this urge to die. Witness the tears falling free from my eyes before she could reply. For we were born without a silver spoon. My broken down TV show cartoons in my living room. One day I hope to make it a player in this game. Mama, don't cry long as we try. Maybe things change. Perhaps it's just a fantasy. A life where we don't need no welfare. Wish with our own family. Maybe it's me that caused it. The fighting and the hurting in my own grind. Cause I didn't want to be a burden. Watch Mama open up her arms to hug me. And I ain't worried about a damn thing. With unconditional love. Big game, listen with your eyes to see. Though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark. So you will always be in my heart. Unconditional love. The lessons in your eyes to see. Though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark. So you will always be in my heart. With unconditional love.